For Mr. Silvera, right? Now, Mr. Montague, Andre asks you some question.
Friend of many.
The first question is, and then, mighty God, and when name Jamaica, with a brother the name, my brethren, Ed Boy, where Ed Boy I deal with? Ed Boy coming like he have everybody file. Something alright? Something is not right. The man asked some question about Bobby Montague. Me have to say, yo, hold on there. But me never hear them ask me yet. At first, me I hear this. How did we get here? Now, let me tell you, Jamaica. When it comes to Bobby Montague, my position is this: he shouldn't even be in the parliament. Bobby Montague should not be in the parliament. Bobby Montague scandal with the used cars omits him from participating in our government. So I don't even know why Bobby Montague is a part of our whole operation. And that's one of the things that blows my mind, to be quite honest with you. It blows my mind that we have a system that accepts a Bobby Montague after the used car situation. Lindell, what are you doing? After the used car situation with the police vehicle, we still have a Bobby Montague. And then look how Bobby Montague and it is said that Bobby Montague and what him name? Daryl Vaz is pretty tight too, you know. You understand what I deal with? That is what is said. Politically them very tight, cause you know, Portland they right there so. And you know, St. Mary they right there so. You know? So it is alleged that them pretty tight. Well, anyway, this is very serious. I am praying. I am praying that the Lord delivers this country sooner than later, because we need deliverance. Because I'm telling you, if these allegations are true about the people in government that are supposed to be legislators, then Jamaica, we in a serious trouble. Our daughters are in serious trouble. Our children are in serious trouble. Our women are in serious trouble. Imagine an individual that these allegations turn out to be true. And that individual has power. Right? And the system behind him and a corrupt one at that. They could act and get away with anything they want, ladies and gentlemen. Is this a police officer? I was live and a police officer heard me talking about Epstein, the Epstein situation. And we're going to get to that. Right? He heard me talking about the Epstein situation. And he said, but there's people in Jamaica that are mini Epsteins. And I said, what are you saying to me? The man said there's people in Jamaica that are mini Epstein. Meaning say them have one bag of little girl pile up at them yard or them mansion, and it's same type of things that Epstein when I go on with on them island. Is the same thing them go on with in them mansion there. You understand? Right? You see why you have to protect your children in Jamaica. And anybody in the world for that matter, you're hearing my voice. Let me know where you guys are watching from. It doesn't even matter where you're watching from. If you have a child, if you have a cousin, a niece, a female in your family, you have to understand, say, nowhere in Jamaica are they safe. They're not safe. The culture of Jamaica is nasty when it comes on to women. They abuse the women physically, verbally, sexually, and the age doesn't even matter. Right? And that's a fact. As a matter of fact, I'll take it a step further. There's a family member of mine, I will not directly say how close the family member is, but it's a female. that went to school in Kingston. And when I tell you that that female had an experience with a politician at one time, old rusty old man, I try to look off my family member going to school at the time in a uniform. I said, what? You understand what I say? And these people are legislators, ladies and gentlemen. These people are supposed to be honorable people due to their position. You understand? And they have stooped so low, right, that they would want to engage in affairs with an underage female while being in politics, while being a politician. Now, I am not saying that Jamaica is the only place that is happening, obviously, because the Epstein situation, I mean, Bill Clinton's name was called up there. His wife's name was called up there. Both now, I think they have given some type of testimony. The prince, you understand, Trump name called up. Epstein had dirt on a lot of people. A lot of people. It is alleged that he is or was, I don't even know if he's still alive. Them say there's so much conspiracy around that man. The other day a video surfaced online, it went viral. Right? And it is alleged that is his wife that. I'm watching all these things now, but I don't come on here and talk about it, you know. But this trigger me. This allegation versus Bobby Montague in Jamaica trigger me. And then the Sylvia case, a woman lost her life at the end of the day. Don't know the intricacies and the details of it. But the man plead guilty. But what is the backstory behind all of this? What's the backstory behind all of this? Is there more to this than meets the eye? That is the question. And if I never had any questions before, I am now questioning the legitimacy of the case against Sylvia because of this that I'm seeing. So if it is that Bobby Montague is actually in this text thread, texting somebody and allegedly paying them money to tear down Sylvia name by having a protest, well, not tomorrow, yes, tomorrow, then I question the legitimacy of his guilt. That's what it is now counterproductive into us believing that the man is guilty. For all well-thinking Jamaicans, something is not right. Something is not right, Dana. Something is not right. There is no way you can just glass over what Andre just presented a while ago. That would be asinine. That would be an action of intense stupidity to just gloss over what Andre just showed a while ago. This needs to be investigated, you know? This, I don't know which body would investigate it, but this needs to be investigated. Is there some type of law against this? Can you defame somebody's name that is in the court for alleged crimes against a female? Can you defame their name? And you have to question, ladies and gentlemen, if the man is already going to get time and is going to be sentenced, why do a protest? You do a protest because justice is not done. That's when you do a protest. You do a protest when justice is not done. Now, if they went outside of the court and they crowded the court with placards saying send him away for life, I could understand, ladies and gentlemen. I could understand that. I could understand that. But the way how this thing is shaping up, if indeed Bobby Montague is the one funding it and putting money behind it, it loses its credibility and its legitimacy. And it also brings to serious question, is Mr. Silvera guilty? So now, Bobby Montague has messed up royally if he is involved in this. He has messed up. You ever hear this man a plan and got a wife? Even if Silvera is guilty of something, right? Now it questions what exactly is he guilty of? How far does this rabbit hole go? Especially when there was allegations of a certain individual on the lady's title. Now me I hear about somebody will get molested. We are friend with the lady we dead, and her mother did tell her say she not supposed to deal with that girl there, and the mother will tell her that dead and she dead. Mighty God, Jamaica, what the hell is going on? My head as well big so. Right now, we don't even know what to do. This not normal. Me know say some people now got them bed right tonight. Them have go pray and read couple psalms and some proverbs and some people who can call me, you know, nobody on the screen, you know. Me want to hear from you, Bertrand. I want to hear from you guys. The number is a WhatsApp number. You can call me and it will come through on my computer and we can talk and everybody can hear. I want to hear from Uno. For the first 45 minutes of this show, I want to hear from Uno about this situation, and then we can get into Iran and Lumumba and the United States and Israel. Because I have to touch upon that serious before I go to my bed. No look a joke about it. You know, like, and shut the life and make everybody know say over here saw do it. Wanna call me? Wanna call me, my people? Me there saw try process this in a real time. You're really nervous about the whole thing, not true? Good night, Caroline. Carl, were you watching PDTV earlier? No wonder the devil in spirit and the spirit of Jezebel and Lucifer did I try to stop that show here from going tonight? Eh? Me I wonder how trouble Andre, you know? Because me all about me they wait for the show to start, you know. I mean I say, hold on. Why every minute the thing a come on and then the narrate and you understand what I deal with? I don't know what go on. I don't know what go on. I mean they wait for the show till me all jump in for the next show. You know, look at advertisement never go on and I say, I'm jumping on the show and hear what go on. So me a multitask, you know. Multitask night, ladies and gentlemen. Then by the time he look me, he say, I say, no man, Andre, no, this is a take kind of long now. What the hell is going on? When me look, I say, boy, him say something about something and like somebody upset him. And I say, Lord Jesus, what the hell is going on now? But it appears as if somebody did not want the show to go on tonight. Some spirit never want the show to go on tonight, and I can see why. What a thing. Yes, the file about the young lady in the UK. I first me hear about that. First, and she's a soldier. She's in the army over there, and there is an actual affidavit. People will never see affidavit. We need me here say Mr. Lonesome avian play. You know, so Mr. Lonesome ever have some things. Hey, Mr. Lonesome is not a normal person, you know. He's not a normal person, I tell him. Him is not a normal person on this up here. Vernon Mitchell, big up yourself. It started at midday today. What's that? What started? Them never want to know. The lodge people never want to know. Now, you see this lodge thing? Oh, Mr. Lonesome played it today. Alright, let me go up on Mr. Lonesome page. Hold on there, my people. Hold on there. Let me go up on Mr. Lonesome page. Make me go up on, in the meantime, Make we play one thing about Iran over here, so mighty God. This is one little piece. Because me I tell you, say if you don't feel like say a joke thing I go on in this world here. This is what's your name? This is something there. Master's voice. This is one prophecy we she have for Iran and America from way back.
Go. I told you. America.
5 years ago.
Powers.
5 or 4 years
Blessed,
ago.
a blessed good day to you, my wisdom warrior.
2019, I believe. Listen to this.
Wagwan, wagwan. I hope you guys are in good spirit.
With Iran saying, America, power slap. But then I told you that already. I told you that already, like 5 years ago. I told you that the Iranians, 5 years ago, Yah said to tell you, America, that the Iranians are done taking all nonsense, all braggadocio, all noise. Now, the way Americans filter armed conflicts is that they think, oh no, they can never fight us, they can never nuke us. Have you ever seen those fights between girls where their strength is evenly matched and everybody walks away with an absolutely destroyed face, like flesh has been gouged out? You'll look like you have African tribal marks. Flesh will come out. You're gonna pay a pretty penny for the doctor to put that flesh in.
My God.
Might get infected, might get face-eating bacteria. You never know how it'll go. That's how fights between people happen when you think that person is a cakewalk and they do you in the greenest way possible. They will do you green, America, like the grass outside at the park.
Sheesh.
At this point for Iran, it's fight or die.
Yo, that's crazy.
And America doesn't have that same heart. America thinks it's still, I don't know, whatever they did with Iran in the 80s. I don't know what the name of the thing is called. The thing with the Olympics where they grabbed people or whatever it is. That's what America thinks. America thinks it's still the 80s.
Wow.
America thinks it's still, I don't know, the days of John F. Kennedy, when there used to be at least some measure of favor here. It's not.
Wow.
For Iran, it's fight or die. For Iran, it's now just about protecting the name. It's just about Iran making a statement that they too are made under God's sun and they have a right to be on this earth and breathe.
Wow.
Life from
So, only hear that. So, in terms of I'm gonna move on from something because the person I tell me say I know to them is alone some play that thing there before. So I'm gonna move on from that. Celine, how you doing? Good night. We are going at the Iran what your name? USA and Israel situation. And also Epstein, the Epstein files them. Because everything appears to be intertwined, ladies and gentlemen. It really appears that everything is actually intertwined. Zine, now, Mr. Apostle Jeffrey Shuttleworth. Yes, here we go. Apostle Jeffrey Shuttleworth gave some perspective biblically about Iran. Listen to this.
Persia in the Bible is Iran. And they have always been the nemesis of Israel. Persia, which is Iran. So that, and of course there are people, we love them, but you have to understand in the scheme of things where they fall. They are a part of what is called the GOAT nations. Of course, among them are born-again believers. But then, the hegemony, the leadership for centuries have been fighting against Yud-He Vav-He. That's the Lord God, the true and living God. And so, as people are going to take up arms, say, oh, Israel should not have attacked them, United States should not have, and so on. They don't have a clue as to what is happening. This is not about humanitarian issues and so on.
Whoa.
It is about ultimately Bible prophecy being fulfilled.
Hey, yeah,
And let me
mama.
say this. No matter, as they would say on the road, you could have deal. In other words, no matter what leaders globally try to do, and Satan has been doing it for centuries, no one can stop the word of God from being fulfilled.
Wow.
I'm going to say it one more time. No one can stop the word of God being fulfilled. So guess what? This war, however short or long it is, and it's going to spill over into other proxy wars,
Yeah.
and could fuel World War III, and that being formalized, because technically speaking, World War III has started, technically speaking.
Yeah.
It's just that it is not, the nations have not yet formalized
Yeah, committed.
themselves in terms of which side they are going to be on,
Right.
and so on and so forth. But it has already started. So
Wow.
this latest war, which has been started in the Middle East, will feed into and play into and influence
All right, Sassy 81, salute.
other wars, which will ultimately mushroom into what is known as World War III. The only question is not if, but when. And we have to understand that.
Man.
In addition, after World War III, again, we're not sure how long after, there will be the final war of all wars, and that is Armageddon. No one can change that, and it will be fought in the Middle East.
Mighty God.
So until such time, nations
Sparky, big up.
will now be reorganizing themselves. You look at the European Union, they are rapidly reorganizing themselves, and they will become a fearsome, formidable force very shortly.
Wow.
And it is all about, one, self-preservation, that's number one, but number two, the advance of the beast system to counter what God is doing,
Right.
to counter righteousness, because Europe is backslidden. Having said that, let me say the one last thing, and then we get into other matters. We have to understand also that what is now happening in the Middle East, yes, pushing back the pale green horse, because that's really what it is, because that's the epicenter of the pale green horse. So while you will have a number of terrorist attacks, as the proxies of Iran will lash out at the West, and we have to now heighten security globally in terms of travel, in terms of public spaces and places.
Wow.
The world will have to be on high alert, especially in the West, the Western section of the world, because of imminent attacks by sleeper cells and yes, persons who are just angry and angered by what is taking place. Lone wolves attacks and so on. We're going to have to brace ourselves for those. Yes? So we have to be prayerful. And that is why the Lord would have orchestrated this fast, and the fast in the way he has, covering all the gates. So we have covered 12, 6, 12, and now we're at 3. That's 3 a.m. to 3 p.m. So we have to be alert and also
Whoa.
capitalize on this moment to advance righteousness in every nook and every cranny, not just of the island, but where we're able to travel. Now is not really a good time to travel just yet, especially with what is happening right now. Yes, because the risk levels are high. I'm not saying anybody shouldn't travel, but you are going to have to be very cautious right now in terms of travel anywhere and everywhere, because of the proxies of Iran. They will look for soft targets. So we have to be prayerful right now. Those persons who have to travel, taking airplanes and so on, you're going to have to be prayerful in this season. But back to the last matter I will say, last observation. that that which is happening now is to stall the advance of the beast system, thus giving the people of God to advance righteousness, because the time is coming when there will be a lockdown globally on the gospel message. And when I say lockdown, meaning the opportunity to promulgate the gospel message will be very limited.
Wow, that is a lot. Wow. Yo, that is a lot, ladies and gentlemen. So, so based on what I'm hearing, you cannot look at the attack on Iran in a vacuum. This is bigger than what most of us can even understand. This is prophetic events happening that has to happen, and it's God's will being done. Pretty much. He spoke about them being what? A part of the hegemony, the goat nations. Jeez and peace. Mighty God. Celine, you hear this? Sassy 81, Armageddon is going to be in the Middle East. Why would I want to live in the Middle East? Why would I go there? No. Why would I go there? Knowing that that's where Armageddon would happen. And you know, I have to say this. Historically, the spirit that is in that region is I don't know. Yeah, it gets real in that area of the world. Like, people will literally stone you to death. Like the Old Testament things, them, like those things are more literal in those regions. You understand? I'm not saying it doesn't happen in this side of the earth, you know, but it's more prominent there. Them take it more seriously. Like, I already knew that things are about to get real dangerous, because them people literally will have their individuals' lives put on the line for what they believe in. I played what the master's voice said, and she's right. Both of them are giving a message that is relevant to the situation. Both Mr. Apostle Jeffrey Shuttleworth and Celestial, the master's voice. So I mean, you know, in terms of what it means, you know, I mean, as people, you have to make a decision. You know, are you going to be left as lamb to the slaughter? You know, because we don't have God's protection and we refuse to submit to the Most High. That are really the ultimate question, you know. Raphael, how you doing? That's really the bottom line. Like, are we going to just not heed the warnings? Are we going to act as if God's word is not manifesting in real time? Is that what we're going to do? TikTok? YouTube? Is that what we're going to do? The end time stuff is real, brethren. The man them literally is pushing one world order right in our faces. Literally. All the things that they're doing is to push the one world order. And they're starting with the identification. And of course, you not being able to practice and worship God, that's definitely something that they've been threatening for quite some time now. See, I'm not defending Trump, you know, but what Pastor Peter Chambers said and others said about Trump, even Apostle Jeffrey Shuttleworth, the man is not the best individual in the world, but God is using him. God is using him to advance God's agenda. Because imagine if Kamala Harris was in power. All of the things against the church would be flourishing even more. Our kids would not be safe. Our boys would be being pushed to become girls, and our girls would be pushed to become boys. And we would have spiritual chaos more than there is right now. God is actually extending his hand to say, my children, my sheep, come home. Time is limited. Right? And of course, the grip in terms of, you know, livability, if that's a word, is being tightened because everything is harder now. Ivan, everything is harder, right? We are prompted to have, we are being warned about drought. Food prices already skyrocketed when Hurricane Melissa came. It was already high. Zine, now them attacks all of the food them. We are importing a bag of things. Them now focus on farming in Jamaica. There's no real farming plan that are going to increase mass production of, like literally just feeding ourselves food, clothing, and shelter is going to be an issue. Obviously, the United States is not going to be left unscathed from this attack. So, them being attacked is going to affect us. We don't even know if we're going to be attacked. Could Jamaica face that level of you know, because the US base them all over the world like embassies and them something there. It's, I mean, I would think that that's a target for these people if they can reach it. You understand? Like, it's up and it's stuck. I said it yesterday. It's up and it's stuck. When it comes down to this particular situation with Iran, this is not going away. The entire world is in trouble. The entire world is in trouble. And I see, when I have conversations with people I know are associated with, when I start to talk about the Bible side of it, it's like them shun it. And I don't purport to understand everything. No, I do not. That's the thing. That's the bottom line. The Bible have to fulfill. Yeah, if it wasn't for Trump, Jesus and God and all them something there, yeah, they would have listen, remember, say, Andrew Honest pulled the trigger, you know, in terms of attacking the church, you know. Andrew Honest is aligned with that side of the United States of America, you know. Andrew Honest is aligned with the beast, you know. And we're not talking about the two sides of our mouth, you know. We are telling us straight up, you know. We've been a said that, you know, and we've been a shown that. Andrew aligned with the beast. That's why I'm going to push the needs. Remember, you know, the needs is in its original form. Right? And somebody sent me a clip too. The needs in its original form, ladies and gentlemen, was mandatory, and if I didn't take it, I would be charged. If it wasn't for Mark Jefferson, if Mark Jefferson Golding was the same and was running with Andrew and his agenda that he's clearly a part of, the needs would have gone through a long time and the PMP wouldn't challenge it. They are not the same, ladies and gentlemen. But thank God for God. I want to say thank God for God. Bless the Lord that has the last say. Yes, Colleen, that's another thing too. That is the perspective. For children of the Most High, this should be a time of constant rejoice. because of the manifestation of the Father's word. Simple Pebbles, how you doing, my baby? Sorry, you know, man. You see what I go on TikTok. Big up on yourself. Lord have mercy. Not a lot of people here. Simple Pebbles, John, but you can look like you're tired. Big up on yourself, people. Paulette, what's up? I'm almost tired still. People are working, so me kind of take it easy off of TikTok, you know what? Through the phone, they say, you know what? Maybe just go live and because I'm not showing myself today, so I'm not on camera on YouTube. The people are just hearing my voice. Period. Tonight, me then I'm Marina and me kind of, you know, I say, yo, me not go on camera, so wanna forgive me. All right, my people, just go and like and share up the live. Zine. But somebody sent me something in regards to the needs, and it's so funny. The person called me and said, Bolo, check out this lady, check out this person, them really break it down where the needs is concerned and the robots and the B system and everything. I was like, okay, I'll have to check that out another day. But Tucker Carlson interview. Wanna listen to this, Jamaica?
9/11, and if you go back to 9/11, and when Wesley Clark said we're gonna invade 7 countries in 5 years, what you were talking about were the countries where those central banks were not on board to do programmable money, and their governance structures were not on board with essentially, you know, because of Epstein, I'll call it the Rockefeller Rothschild model. There was an effort to say, okay, we're going to basically assert control of the central banks in those countries. That's my interpretation. And I think one of the reasons we're seeing so much tension around Iran is because Iran right now is the big leakage in the system.
How?
So,
Wait, it's not about their nukes?
No. So, well, you know, Iran's central bank counts. One of the reasons it counts is because their oil and energy is very important, including for China.
Yeah.
And that's very important in the BRIC system. What the BRIC system is trying to do is to create independent payment systems. But if you're going to come out with programmable money, with digital IDs that are interoperable globally and programmable money that controls in each jurisdiction centrally, you can't afford leakage. And so you've got way too much leakage in the system to proceed with what they're trying to do. And Iran and the BRIC nations are a sticking point. And certainly Iran's oil, you know, feeding China gives China greater independence.
So you think that one of the motives behind toppling all these governments was the creation of the control grid we're talking about now?
Right. So if you go back, so you had the wonderful Richard Werner on your show. Yeah. And Richard has a book called The Princes of the Yen, which is about the sort of effort to take over the Japanese central bank. And I think what you're looking at, I think part of the state of play with both Russia and Iran is how are you going to make sure that those central banks are entirely in the system?
So, yeah, that was an amazing interview. And he told the story about writing this book on the Japanese central bank. I can't imagine a more obscure topic from a non-economically minded standpoint to be like.
I mean, if you tell you, me still I try to learn a few little things them where Ralston and I teach me about the economy. Figure understand this complexity of controlling central banks around the world and how they intertwine with the B system and all that something there. Me just say this was February 28th that this interview was done, ladies and gentlemen. And I mean, the attack on Iran, like, is it like, you know what I mean? Like everything just kind of line up. And I'm going to go to Mr. Lumumba as well. Only listen to this.
Like writing a book on postcards from the Falkland Islands. It's like, it's just like, okay, a book on the Japanese central bank. And he said, well, actually, they suppressed it. I couldn't get it published in the United States, and you can't get a copy. And that's like checkable. So I checked it. You can't get a copy of that book. It's really hard.
I think you can order from his publisher right now.
Okay.
Right.
But, I mean, that, like, why would someone try to suppress a
because
book?
it shows you the truth. It takes you right into the secret governance system, and it shows you the primary mechanism by which they implement policy.
Yeah. Well, it's always the things you're not allowed to say are probably the important things, right? I mean, whenever they penalize you for having a thought, you're probably on the right track.
Well, it's one of the critical train tracks of control. So it's what I call the third rail. So I used to finance transit systems and train systems. So, you know, a lot of these systems have two tracks that the wheels go on, and then they have a third rail that the power line runs on, and you get a trim trap that flips over and sucks the energy from the third rail. So a lot of the things that really operate the third rail are very invisible. And for example, in central banking, to talk about tier 1 and tier 2 and tier 3 capital at the BIS and the banks, there's nothing more boring. It's designed to absolutely.
I just fell asleep in the middle of that sentence.
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly. Right.
Is it boring by design?
You know, the way you're taught to talk about it is boring by design. You know, it's like the mechanisms of the legal system. If you look at the mechanisms of civil procedure or criminal procedure, you know, and you get into the weeds on it, it can be very boring unless you
True.
understand the application, and that can make it very interesting. But the capital, most people don't understand the capital's, you know, sort of regulatory system, and yeah, it can get very, very boring.
Can you just, for people who haven't seen your previous talk, explain what the control grid is, what it looks like, and what it means?
So the control grid is a process or an infrastructure that allows digital technology to be used to assert phenomenal surveillance and control of people.
Yeah.
And at the very heart of it is what I call programmable money. So it's money that is no longer just a currency, it's money that comes with a set of rules that can be surveilled and enforced. So imagine.
Bingo. Programmable money. Programmable money. Please pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. NIDS. Programmable currency.
Imagine back in the pandemic, if your money, if I said, okay, you've got to lock down and your money won't work if you leave your house. You can't buy gas in your car because your money is programmed with AI and software to enforce a whole set of centralized rules. And programmable money allows the bankers who've been running monetary policy to now control fiscal policy and essentially replace legislatures and executive branch by making and enforcing the rules through the money. Now,
Imagine the bank being a legislator, ladies and gentlemen. Imagine the bank making the rules. Telling you, you can't eat at that restaurant. You can't purchase gas for your car. You can't leave your house. Your money won't be good. You can't buy nothing. What level up? I mean, Lord have mercy. Only the devil could trump up something like this. Only the devil. But guess what? The Lord's word have to come to pass. And this was prophesied. Bolo, is that the MP in the chat? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Which MP? Oh, no. That person has always, Robert, oh my God, Robert Montague. Remember, say, no, Bobby Montague name. I know Robert Montague. Bobby Montague name. But I don't think it is. That person has always been a supporter of this platform. I mean, I can't see why the MP would be interested to listening on my videos. I've never really spoken much about Bobby Montague outside of the used car scandal. Like, that for me is everything. Like, bro, what? How did you get back into office? What is going on in the Jamaica Labour Party? And it goes right back to Andrew Owens at that point. You see me? Andrew Owens is like, this dude, man. This dude really be letting in some questionable people into this parliament. But I digress. Programmable money, ladies and gentlemen. AI making rules about your legislation, what you can do, where you can go. Yo, a point system, like, you're not supposed to eat too much of this, or you're not supposed to have too much of that. You have had it. They can literally control what you eat. They can have you die for hunger. They don't have to imprison you. You will be in a constant prison because they have constant control. This gotta be the devil, bro. I'm telling you. And again, this has to do with prophecy. So Abina, what's up? The actual name is Robert. Is Robert Bobby Montague is his name? Oh, Yes, I think you're right, you know, man. But anyway, I don't know if that's the individual, but I doubt it though. I doubt that Robert Montague is in my chat. You get me? I doubt that. I really doubt that. But yeah,
That requires a large infrastructure of surveillance. So you need digital IDs, and then you need the hardware locally and globally to do the surveillance and implementation. So
you hear that? The digital ID is the first phase. So when you see Andrew pushing this digital ID on us, like the way he did aggressively at first, he is working for them, ladies and gentlemen. Whether unknowingly or knowingly, he is working for the beast. So you, my people, the people that believe, love, serve the Most High, you cannot support this government or any government that pushes a digital ID on the people and try to force it on them. You cannot support that because then you'll be going against your creator. And that's why Jamaica in a judgment right now, because we went against the creator. The country went against the creator. The leadership went and still going against the creator. You understand? Now I'm saying Robert Montague in the chat has always been there from time to time. You get me? Yeah. So I don't know if it's him, but I'm questioning why would he come to the platform as the MP? Why would he do that? But anyway, we're gonna move on. Gonna go to the next clip. I'm not gonna play all of Tucker Carlson because, of course, you know how it goes with those platforms. This was the next clip I'm about to play is very interesting. This is the Alpha House. Lumumba explains is really what this is. He explains the geopolitical atmosphere and all of that. So let's go. This is interesting, guys.
Trump loves strong people, and Putin is strong. He comes out as strong. He's resolute. He has resolve. He's not easily intimidated, if intimidated at all. And I think that is a side of President Putin that Trump loves. But then there is realpolitik, which tells him that, you see, Russia and the United States of America are in competition. And you are in competition because the United States of America wants to be the hegemon in the whole world. Russia is also not keeping quiet. We see Russia also negotiating for military bases. We see Russian companies entering into different parts of the world. If it is not in Africa, it's in Latin America, it is in Asia, and therefore you are in competition. And I think that his foreign policy advisors are therefore telling him that as far as that is concerned, you cannot give concessions, because if Russia is great, America cannot be great again.
If Russia is great, America cannot be great again. Man, listen. The attacks on Venezuela, is an attack on Russia, and China, The attack on Iran is an attack on Russia and China as well. They are allies. It's indirect or direct attacks. Any way you want to look at it. They are allies. They are economic allies at best. If you know what I'm saying? You say what? Ezra's 15, 24 and 5. Woe unto them that sin and keep not my commandments, said the Lord. I will not spare them. Go your way, and ye children from the power defile not my sanctuary. Wow. Hey, listen, man. Colleen going in the comment section. So, Lumumba, man, you ain't playing. This is Trump versus Europe. Will Trump destroy NATO and the EU? And the Greenland plot. right? This is Lumumba.
Remember that the 20th day of January 2026 marks his 1 year in office. It wakes up many things. He became the second president of the United States of America to be elected in non-executive terms since the year 1892, and Grover Cleveland became the 22nd and 24th president of the United States of America. Trump is the 45th and 47th president of the United States of America. He will be in office when America is celebrating 250 years since she regained independence. And these are very important and significant facts because she's the president of the United States of America who comes and says, it is America first. And if you ask him, he is the political reincarnation of President Monroe, hence what he calls Donroe, which is a mix of Monroe and Donald. And that has given birth to what we call Make America Great Again. Those who listen to him keenly and listen to him during the campaign period describe him as the most transparent president that America has ever had. And they are saying he's doing exactly what he said he would do.
Bingo. That's it. You cannot say that this man is this. You cannot say that Trump is deceiving you. That's one thing you can't hold against him. He is telling you exactly what he's gonna do. You can see this man coming from a mile away. You understand. And if you don't, then you're not really wise. Because you should understand what exactly his objective is. You feel me? And you know, actions speak louder than words. So when you look at the attack on Venezuela, right? Remember, you know, they didn't give him any. That is considered an act of war. They didn't give him any go ahead to attack Venezuela. They didn't give him any go ahead to do that. I don't think they gave him any go ahead to attack Iran. Right? They didn't give him any go ahead to do it. Listen, I tell people all the time, Trump is not a politician, Trump is a businessman. That man does what he says he's going to do. Alright? So I can appreciate somebody like that because, again, I know I'm not being deceived. I know I'm not being deceived. Anybody that doesn't see what he's going to do before he does it, again, they're not reading the signs. You guys are just closing your eyes. And I don't know why. Nothing when I do don't surprise me personally. You understand what I say? Nothing that he does surprises me. I'm telling you. he does. But there is a flip side to this situation, though, in terms of Trump. There's an argument out there that the Epstein files, you know, the Israel has it, and you know, this was really them squeezing Trump to act on their behalf. Whatever the case might be, again, this is prophecy playing out at the end of the day in terms of what took place in Iran. You hear what the pastor said? That Iran is like Persia in the Bible. You feel me? That's significant.
But in the interpretation of many, that meant that he would be a little bit more inward looking. And in many cases, one may argue that that is what is happening. And let us assess a number of issues. Number one, he started by telling the NATO members that you've been eating free lunch for too long. Pay a little more for your defense. It then increased to 5% expenditure. He told them that there was a beautiful big ocean between Europe and the United States of America. He told them that NATO is an organization that has lost its true value since its creation in 1949, perhaps not in so many words. And you can see what one may call a verbal civil war within NATO. Verbal in the sense that the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, has said, for the sake of the safety of the Western Hemisphere, we must now take Greenland by hook or crook. And he said, we are going to take it either by force or by acquisition. And it's not lost on me that when he was talking about taking over Greenland, the person that he selected as his pointsman is the governor of Louisiana. And that is a similitude because Louisiana was acquired from the French. And he's saying, in the same manner, we are going to acquire Greenland. And that gives back to a number of questions. If Denmark is a member of NATO as she is, and if indeed, even as we speak, there is American military presence in Greenland, what is the sudden appetite for acquisition of Greenland? The argument is, if we don't get in, then the Chinese and the Russians will get in. But is that a reason or simply an excuse and a justification for the intended takeover? And that has led, of course.
Listen, the latter is true. It's a reason to take over. And at the end of the day, you know, the argument that the United States is going to be, we are not allowing Russia or China to take over Greenland. That's too close to home. It's not within our best self-interest to have them hovering over our heads. You feel me? I'm telling you, things are going to get ugly real. John, how are you doing? Things are going to get ugly real quick, guys. Be prepared for what is to come. And for what is to come, be prepared. You know, the apostle talked about planting melons and what you name, pumpkin, because of the nutrients in the pumpkin. You understand what I say? Plant some pumpkin. They know them easy to grow as long as the soil is fertile. It's very easy to grow. And of course it just spreads and you know what I mean? Yeah man, plant some pumpkin, ladies and gentlemen. Plant some pumpkin, man. Plant some melon. The melon is for the water, the hydration. We're gonna have drought. You understand? Water access is gonna be limited. Plant some melon and plant some pumpkin. Save some pumpkin seed, save some melon seed, and both those fruits, or if you want to call one of them a vegetable, both of them carry large amount of seeds, a lot of seeds. God goody. God knew we would need it in such a time as this, of uncertainty and wars and rumors of wars. Yeah? Mighty God.
To the shuttle diplomacy between Washington and Copenhagen. The end of it has yet to be seen because we have seen letters being written to NATO members telling them that if you don't acquiesce to this acquisition of Greenland,
Richard,
then
big
we
up.
are going to impose tariffs. And you will remember, and all of us will remember, that tariffs is the chosen weapon that has been used by the Trump administration to intimidate at times, to scare at times, and at times to get people to get into the negotiation table. How the Greenland scenario pans out is a matter of speculation. But I have no doubt in my mind that what we'll see is an attempt by the European powers to ensure that there is an arrangement and an agreement that is favorable to the United States of America. Because without the United States of America, Europe is so weak and vulnerable that they cannot afford the luxury of having a United States of America which is hostile to Europe as we know it. You know, when history is written and you ask the experts, it will be said of Donald Trump that he is neurodivergent, to mean that the way he sees and deals with things is not normal or not in keeping with the ordinary trajectory.
No.
And that is why when he was asked in matters global, what is the thing that controls you? And he said, it is my morality that defines for me how I deal with the world. And that reminds me of a statement that was made by a French king, King Louis XIV, when he was asked, and what is the state? He said, l'État, c'est moi, I am the state. And Donald Trump is effectively saying, I am the world. Because I'm the world must pander to what I do and say. And you can see this very interesting trait in a number of ways. He tells the world, I'm the one who deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. I've stopped 8 wars. But if you check very keenly, those wars, beyond the paper that they have been written on, the stoppage, the wars are alive and well.
Mighty
The conflict
God.
is alive and well in Congo. The Russia-Ukraine war is alive and well. Gaza is alive and well. Syria is alive and well. The wars are alive and well, but he's saying, I have stopped them. And then what does he say? I deserve the Nobel Peace Prize, and browbeats the winner of the Nobel Peace Prize, Maria Machado, to actually hand over the certificate to him, and he receives it. Very unusual. And during that same period, you see a very interesting thing. While this peacemaker, who is also creating a Trump Peace Center in Washington, D.C., during that same period, on the 3rd day of January, he invades Venezuela and literally picks the president of that country and causes him to be delivered in New York and to be tried. And he tells Colombia, if you joke, we'll do the same. And he tells Cuba, if you joke, I'll do the same. This is the peacemaker on one hand, as he claims, and also in many ways a creator of wars. And
Yo, hey, this man breaks it down, ladies and gentlemen. I love listening to Mr. Lumumba. He really breaks it down. And he does it in such a way that I don't even think Trump can be offended. I don't think Trump can be offended. He's very respectful, you know. He's just stating the facts, you know. And it is what it is. America is acting within their best interests. So if you are not aligned with their best interests, you already know. You already know. Because what America is looking at, you know, you see the BRICS? The BRICS is an issue for them. Because how have they maintained their power and their kingdom? Through the power of the US dollar. You understand? Hey, John, it is what it is. Haven't America always been bullies? When has America not been bullies? Some of us have benefited from America being a bully, you know. When there were other bullies that thought they were bullies, America bullied them. And let them know, listen, I'm the only bully in the park. And this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. The power struggle between all sides outside of the prophetic word, I am saying that really and truly all of them are bullies. Russia would love to bully America. China would love to bully America. That's how they would love to have the power that America has and influence around the world. That's what everybody is fighting for, to be at the top. In the case of America, they are fighting to stay at the top. But, you know, it's not going to be the same. Things are going to be fragmented, you know, hey. And, you know, in my personal life, I am guided mentally. It's like, where I'm at right now mentally for my own life, I had so many ambitions in terms of how far, what I would, Alicia, how you doing? You know, stuff I would love to do, travel, all of that. But the way how the world is set up and the way how things are unfolding, my whole mental collaboration is like, yo, I'm just asking God, like, please just guide me. in all things in my life. What is your will for me? What direction do you want me to go? You get what I'm saying? Because, yo, it is chaotic, bro. For me to even start a family in Jamaica, I mean, like, what? In this current climate, I be thinking about stuff like that. You feel what I'm saying? I'm like, man, yo, I just gotta trust in God that God manifests things how it's supposed to and guide me the way how he wants things to go. Yo, Black Loki, you crazy, bro. Black Loki said I need 10 kids. You know what I need? $10 billion. That's what I need. I need a $10 billion industry talking about 10 kids. Boy, you better go sit down somewhere. Black Loki, you crazy, bro. You crazy. You understand? No, man, hey, no, sir. The way how the world is going, like, I don't want my kids to be in the education system. No, sir. No, sir. Mm-mm. I don't want to teach my kids outside of what God would want them to learn, the sexual immorality and those type of stuff. No. No. In this age and time, I need to be wealthy. My kids need to stay home and be tutored at the home. Exactly. That is expensive, Black Loki. That is expensive. I need to be financially stable. Not just financially, I need to be financially well off with the grace of God to maneuver that type of situation. 10 kids? Man, you tripping, bro. 10 kids? Mm-mm. No. Mm-mm. No, sir. No, sirree, Bob. And listen, the wealth would determine the kids. I'm not even gonna lie to you. You know, if it is God's will, so be it. But hey, I'm not, like I said, it's like my mind is blank in terms of what I would I don't have I want to have this for my life. It's what is in service of God pretty much. Where God want me to do it, that me ask. That's where I want to be. Like, what do you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? Show me the mission. If it's a day by day, you show me, all right. You say, I just want to be obedient. It's all right, do this, do that. You understand? Because it's gonna get real. I don't know how fast it's gonna get real, but it's gonna get real. I'm not trying to be on the side of no damn devil. I want to be on the side of God, man. You know what I'm saying? No, sir. Hey, devil, stay over there. I'm over here. You understand? Hey, if I was Elon Rich, bro, I wouldn't have time to be Elon Rich. My time would be spent with my kids. I wouldn't be expanding no. Man, come on, bro. I wouldn't be expanding nothing. Those things would be on automatic. I would be with my kids every chance I could get. I would be a stay-at-home dad, bro. You understand? Pouring into my children. You understand what I'm saying? That's what that would be my dream. Drawing, painting, artistic activities, you know, football, whatever their interests are. I would be pouring into my children. Huh? Say that again? I'm saying if I was comfortable financially, that's what I would be doing. You understand? Enjoying, you know, just God's gift of this planet that He has given us, and through art. That's what I would be doing. He said if I was rich, there'd be villages of Bolo. Man, I don't listen. I don't. I'm not. I never. I wasn't born in Africa. Maybe if I was born in Africa, I would have that mentality. But no, I ain't trying to have no village. I ain't trying to have no village of Bolo. I'm not trying to be no chief. I'm not trying to do none of that. You know what I mean?
Desire for recognition is amazing. So that the president of FIFA is compelled to create a
Wait
special.
a moment. Oh my goodness. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not even gonna what? 70 wives and 40 kids. Man, listen, y'all tripping. You know, there is a twin on the app. They're on Facebook. They're from Africa. I don't know if they're joking, but they always come on like, listen, if you want me, you have to have my sister as well. So it's the two of us or none of us. And they always asking about their future husband. They are hilarious. I don't know if they joking. I don't know if they joking. I don't even know if and they're cute too. They're very nice. Nice, natural, beautiful African women, right? And they're twins. I don't know if they joking. I don't know if I'm telling you, there is a twin on the app. A twin from Africa. Grown. I'm talking about they probably in their 30s. Beautiful, natural women. You understand what I'm saying? Beautiful. They funny as I'm talking about, man, they are funny. They crack me up. They crack me up. You know what I mean? But again, my mind is like, is that even God's will for you to have two wives? Is that real, or is that like something that God is against? Man, listen. That's all I'm trying to figure out what God wants. What God wants. You understand what I'm saying? That is the main object. I'm not trying to step on God's toes at all. You know what I'm saying? He said, I think God promises 40 wives. Man, stop playing, bro. That don't even you know how much stress one woman can have on a man? And I'm talking about she could be a good woman. But the stress, the stress, my brother. And you love that woman, but the stress, because everything that comes with a person is the good and the bad. The stress on you, my brother. 40 wives, bro. 2, 3 wives, bro. That's why the Bible talks about being evenly yoked. That's why God has to be like the center of that union. Because things can go left quick. You know what I'm saying? You out here think, yeah, I looked into that woman and she, you know what I'm saying? I know she's a good woman. Then the dark side of her comes out in your marriage. You never consulted God. You never said, God, you know what? Hey, listen, I need you right now. This one is for life. I mean, is this the one for me? You know who I rate? The Greens family on YouTube. Shout out to them. Their story is phenomenal. Like the way he met his wife, the way she met him, both of them were praying for a partner, for God to send a partner. When he met her, they started to court. He went on a 40-day fast to make sure that he was hearing God's voice about this woman. You hear what I said? And I'm telling you, they are living, and I pray that they're living for Christ as they appear to be, and they are blessed. They got a beautiful family. The Greens family, shout out to the Greens family on YouTube. Y'all can go check them out. Y'all can go check out the Greens family on YouTube. That's one of the most beautiful families I've seen on the internet. You understand? You know, wisdom, the patience, you know, they have with each other. I've never heard her raise her voice at him, and I've never heard him raise his voice at her. I know people have their private times and nobody's perfect. Sexy Renee, what's up? You know, they had to grow into their marriage and all of that stuff. But what it has become, or what it appears to be, is a beautiful thing. And I think this is why God condemns persons that try to separate those types of unions. Like, why would you see a family like that as a you have to be a Jezebel. And you have to be a wizard. If you want for us go and see a couple like that, I want for us like interrupt that symphony, that harmony. Yo, I don't be playing about no people that's married, bro. I don't know, probably my parents or my mom put the fear of God in me, but there are some things I will not touch. And talking about having relations with a married one, hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Knowingly? Oh, no, sir, Bob. No, sir, not happening. I be looking for the ring finger, boy. Is there an imprint on there? Young or old? What's going on with your fingers, man? You know what I'm saying? And I like to observe. I like to, you know what I'm saying? I like to observe, you know what I'm saying? Let's take it slow. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, if you want some type of time, somebody know your business. Here in Jamaica, somebody know your business. If you married, people gonna tell. We gonna find out. We gonna find out. You know what I'm saying? And you can tell too, you know, if the person is like trying to be sneaky about it or hide. Black Loki, again, before, probably not, because most women that have kids already don't want to have no kids again. And even if they do want to have kids, it's gonna be limited. They're gonna tell you, boy, you can one more child. I ain't doing no more kids. One more. You over here, you just starting out. You like, man, I'm trying to have a couple twins. You know what I'm saying? If my money tall like that. So again, God being at the center of finding the woman for you and her being evenly yoked is the best option. It really is. It really is the best option. And you know what it is? Since we're on the topic, how many women is gonna take up a man that has several children and marry him? I want y'all to think about that before y'all answer that. There's a lot of men that would take up some women with some kids. How many women is gonna take up a man with a bunch of kids? Some women got a selfish streak, bro. That ain't her kids. Hey, that ain't her kids. But the man's supposed to love her kids like it's his own kids. But vice versa, for a lot of women, they don't be falling into that programming. You feel me? Nah, bro. They would much rather that child be with the mother than be around, you know, self-on. Am I lying? A lot of women would much rather have that, because women have a selfishness about them in that regard. They want the man like, yo, listen, that child might, you know what I'm saying, bring a wedge between both of y'all, you know. She ain't trying to have that. She want that man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. Women can be very, you know, possessive. They like a lot of attention. And your children, as a man, especially if you're a single father, you know, the woman is not really holding her weight, and that is a reality in some cases. And, you know, hey, you as a single father, obviously your attention is going to be on your kids. Women, a lot of women have, what you call it, this fairy tale about how their life is supposed to go at a certain point. And if you're not aligned with that fairy tale, it ain't gonna work, partner. That's pretty much it. It's about them. Man, you can't put no woman in her place? Bro, don't let nobody fool you, bro. Bro, don't let nobody fool you. Do not let no... A woman can love you and still hurt you. Emotionally, everything. You heard what I said? She can love you and still hurt you. Because, you know, there's probably some deficiencies in the relationship. And what relationship don't have deficiencies? So say for instance, you're wealthy. So you got your businesses, all of that. You ain't got enough time for her. But she getting them bags. She going, you know what I'm saying? She going out with her friends, all of that. She got a lot of time outside of having time with you. Right? And although she's well off financially, but the emotional side, here comes the devil. And she be letting the devil in. You know what I'm saying? And there you go. Train, man, you can't train no woman, bro. This is the thing. A woman has to come to the maturity of understanding what she is supposed to be to her mate. Respect is everything. Respect is everything. That's why you had women that taught young girls how to be women and wives, and men that taught young men how to be men and husbands. That was a thing. It was structured. There was a rite of passage. That's why the devil destroyed the family. He totally destroyed the rites of passage. Everything is in chaos. Everybody got their own idea about everything, and most of the women is rebellious. This age, man, the independent, feminine, strong, feminine woman, bruh. I'm telling you about, man, the levels of toxicity is ridiculous. You get, man, bruh. That's a whole nother conversation, bruh. I'll be like, yeah, all right. But I appreciate it though. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the honesty. Because at the end of the day, you as a man, you gonna choose for yourself. Like, yeah, I can't deal with that. And it's all right. Hey, you nice and everything, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that part, we are not aligned. Not aligned. That's not a good look. Things you think is okay and things you think you can do while being in a relationship, how you talk to that man, you know what I'm saying? Respect, like, see, here we go. Thea says, I would rather his kids or child or children live with us. That is another issue. Because if he's co-parenting, and this is why it's hard for men that got kids. If he's co-parenting, listen, man, you just touched on something. I can't even say that. But women, there's some women that think that way too. They'd much rather the kids live with you because they don't really have a problem with the kids. Is the linkage to the mother of the kids. So if the kids is with y'all, the man is with y'all. It goes back to them wanting that attention. So a man having a messy situation, I wouldn't say a messy situation, a man having a complicated situation with him being involved with somebody, man, that takes a mature woman, boy. And there ain't a lot of those around. I'm sorry. There ain't a lot of mature women out there, bro. Ain't a lot. And it takes a lot of experience in life for them to get to that point of that type of mental mature. And then, people got insecurities. People got insecurities, man. And those insecurities is usually what causes the problem. You feel what I'm saying? Next thing you know what I'm saying, this dude find a good woman and then the baby moms or the ex-wife, you know what I'm saying, trying to front and come at dude now because he got somebody. She was okay with him being alone. As soon as he got somebody, now all her feelings coming back and she wanna test him. And they already had a spark, so those are the reasons why a lot of women don't even want the man to be in that lady's space. They would rather the kids be with them. Simple Pebbles, what's up? I saw you came in earlier, but you left. What happened? What happened, Simple Pebbles? What happened? What went down? But enough about enough about that. Let's go. Let's go here.
The younger population of Iranians who think that their country should be administered differently, their economic problems, the remnants of the Pahlavi regime. And we are being told that one of the sons of Mohammad Reza Pahlavi is actually one of the prime movers of the demonstrations that are taking place in Iran now. Whether true or not, we do not know. We are being told that the Israelis are also somehow exercising some control via an invisible hand.
So this was 2 days ago. They posted this. Right? This is important. To understand what's happening or what appears to be. Oh, your battery died? Okay. What appears to be happening on the ground in Iran. And yo, it's wild, man. I'm telling you, it's wild.
Whether true or not, we do not know. We are being told that the Israelis are also somehow exercising some control via an invisible hand. We are told that the Americans are also present. And in the case of the Americans, they cannot escape indictment because their President Trump is saying, you touch any of the demonstrators and we are locked and ready to bomb you. So that is the situation in which Iran finds herself. And as we speak now, they are on high military alert.
Man, listen. I don't know exactly when this interview was done, but let me see. Oh, it was done a month ago. So the conversation around Trump, Israel, and Iran, Lumumba was having, it's almost like, man, everything he's saying in this clip manifested itself. Listen to this.
Cannot sell their oil freely. The Iranians cannot access the markets freely. They cannot borrow, and their currency has been devalued in a manner that has never been seen in many parts of the world. And that has made the people begin to rise up.
You hear that?
And they are rising up on a number of issues. They are saying we want greater freedom. They are saying the economy is so bad that we want to see improvement. But the reality is that the economy cannot improve.
Big up yourself, you know, Tia. Tia, big up yourself. You are one good woman. Miss Buchanan, Mrs. Buchanan, how are you? Tia, you are one good woman. Licia, good day, good night, good morning. Where are you guys watching from? Let me know. Persons on BOLO V&R clips, BOLO V&R 2.0. Wanna just like up the live for me, man, and share up the live, man. Regardless, man, the persons them now for watch the live, no. But them can watch it later.
One can see that in the very reconciliatory messages from both the spiritual leader or the Ali Khamenei and President Massoud. The demonstrations have been going on for almost 3 weeks, but they are not coming out with violent language, if you may. And one of the things that they are now doing is to externalize the problem. They are saying, we know we have domestic problems, but we can see the hand of the United States of America. We can see the hand of Israel. And as regards Israel, you remember in the month of...
So, a month ago, he explained this. So this was going on for quite some time where the protests in Iran, and they're saying, man, I'm good enough, Mrs. Buchanan. He was saying, man, you know we have internal problems, but we can't see the influence of Israel and we can't see the influence of the United States. Boy, they some strategic, they are strategic. You hear what I'm saying? This geopolitical stuff, man, I'm telling you, boy, this is worse than soap opera.
In the year 2025, there was the 12-day war. And that war, in my view, has never been concluded. There was a very loose agreement, which was midwifed by the United States of America, and there is an armistice of sorts. But technically, Iran and Israel are at war. There is a younger population of Iranians who think that their country should be administered differently. Their economic problems, the remnants of the Pahlavi regime. And we are being told that one of the sons of Mohammad Reza Pahlavi is actually one of the prime movers of the demonstrations that are taking place in Iran now. Whether true or not, we do not know. We are being told that the Israel.
So hold on there. How much sons did how much sons does the does the supreme leader of Iran have? Does he have more than one son? Because didn't they honor life his son? Let's play that back.
The remnants of the Pahlavi regime. And we are being told that one of the sons of Mohammed
One
Reza
of the sons. Did all his sons die?
Pahlavi is actually one of the prime movers of the demonstrations that are taking place in Iran.
So what he's saying is that one of the sons them of the supreme leader actually wants to see. It is rumored that he wants to see the country move in a different direction. Ladies and gentlemen, if indeed this is true, and when the dust settles, that is the son that is running Iran in partnership with, if USA and Israel is successful, that is gonna be wild, bro. Because I don't see how that would end well. I don't see how that would end, period. You know, I don't see how that son would be safe. I don't, the way all these people operate, I can't see him being safe, even with Israel and the United States behind him. I don't see how he could be safe. And that is some serious trouble. Right? I don't see that.
Whether true or not, we do not know. We are being told that the Israelis are also somehow exercising some control via an invisible hand. We are told that the Americans are also present. And in the case of the Americans, they cannot escape indictment because their President Trump is saying, you touch any of the demonstrators and we are locked and ready to bomb you. So that is the situation in which Iran.
So Trump ain't playing, bro. So Trump committed to that from like before a month ago. Man, listen. Oh, this already is ugly, but this is about to get real ugly. This is about to get real ugly. How does this affect Jamaica though? That's the thing. How does this affect Jamaica? I saw a clip on Twitter with Mr. Andre Horton talking about it. Let me go to that. I retweeted it. Let me just go to that real quick. I hope the retweets. Hey, the Trump people, them ready for Trump. Hey, Trump, boy, they throwing you under the bus, man.
Living domestically, but also our balance of living going to have huge implications, not just for the cost of living domestically, but also our balance of payments metrics. We already have our imports being almost 4 times our exports. And last time Jamaica was derailed and put.
No, I have come on camera for that one. Jamaica. We almost have our exports 4 times our imports. You hear what I said? We almost have our imports 4 times our exports. Jesus. We are in trouble. Oil prices going to go up. Food prices is already high. They taxing the hell out of us, bruh. Man, listen. I remember when the apostle said that Andrew Onus is gonna have a Pyrrhic victory, and it's like it better if him never win. Oi, only see when the pressure start beat It's when the pressure start beat Jamaica. When the pressure start beat the people in a real way, and them a look to Andrew and Andrew can't give them the answer. It not go normal. It not go normal. It's not too long from now. Everything is accelerating pretty quickly. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? We have to start watch all the sky them Jamaica. Yeah, we have to start watching sky them. In Mrs. Buchanan, we literally have to start watching sky them like slow on night time. Everybody take one 6 hour watch. If you look, see if nothing sparkling, I go across the skies like a rocket. Eh? Mighty God. And Jamaica's problems is if this persists, how are we going to feed ourselves? How are we going to pay our bills? Light bill is going to go up and up and up and up and up and up. Already high from after Hurricane Melissa. Mighty God.
A bad balance of payment position was in the 1970s as a result of the first and second oil price shocks. And since then, our productivity has not recovered.
So we see where the Caribbean is heavily dependent on imported energy, as you suggested just now. Are regional economies prepared, though, to absorb this kind of spike that we might see in the oil prices?
I mean, the typical reserve position, as you know, is always 12 to 16 weeks of goods in the reserve. Jamaica, we've been different because we have been trying to appease the global international community by amassing large amounts of reserves. So we have over 4 billion US dollars here. But remember, this is now giving the Caribbean a reasonable ground to introspect and to say, who are we as a sovereign nation? As a regional bloc, if the Caribbean were supposed to come together, it would improve a lot of our ability to cope with these external shocks. For one, we have oil producers here in the
Yo, hear what the man said? As a Caribbean space, coming together is our best option to navigate this interesting time that we're seeing. Yeah, man, the unity is strength, Jamaica. We should have been united. Yo, you know, pride is a hell of a thing, you know. Pride really robs us of some real solid victories in life, you know. Nationally, personally, you name it. It really robs us. There's no reason why the entire Caribbean shouldn't be united. None. We're too small, we're too close to one another. It is a real, like, the islands is like a village. It's like your house, they over there, some mine, they close, and brother, we're supposed to good. We're supposed to good. We're not supposed to have tenseness between each other. We're supposed to show each other love and respect. Not just when Hurricane Melissa come, we are band together. No. That should be, banding together should be an automatic. We can't fight no war. We can't fight no war. We ain't got no nothing. We ain't got nothing. We don't have an anti-missile. This is a zone of peace for a reason. We don't have an anti-missile. We shoot down a missile. Nothing. Do you guys realize that over 100 missiles were shot down by Dubai? Over 100. Over 100 were shot down. Imagine if Dubai never had that missile capability, anti-missile capability. You know how much buildings in Dubai would have been destroyed? You know how much lives would have been lost? Man, listen, bruh. We gotta come together, bruh.
Caribbean, and if we were supposed to leverage them and to get oil from them through some sort of bilateral agreement, whether through CARICOM, yes, or through external shocks. For one, we have oil producers here in the Caribbean, and if we were supposed to introspect and to say, who are we as a sovereign nation? As a regional bloc, if the Caribbean were supposed to come to, like, would improve a lot of our ability to cope with these external shocks. For one, we have oil producers here in the Caribbean, and if we were supposed to leverage them and to get oil from them through some sort of bilateral agreement, whether through CARICOM yes or through CARICOM no, then that would appease a lot of the tension that we are expected to face in the Caribbean. But you see this global war that is taking place, it is important because what it does, it is now putting into perspective where the world is and where the world is headed. And the Caribbean must recognize this. Our leaders must recognize that we do not live in isolation. And as a result, we have to revisit these CARICOM agreements as it relates to the movement of goods, the movement of people, and the movement of finance. Because we have to now recognize, what does Jamaica have that Trinidad needs? What does Trinidad have or Guyana have that Jamaica needs? What does Barbados need? And then we put these needs on a table and see how can we satisfy these needs within the regional bloc first, so that this out of region events have less negative effect on us. I mean, since Venezuela, the Caribbean has been at a disadvantage if you recognize what has been happening with Cuba, and the Prime Minister had to come out in defense of Cuba, because no matter your political philosophy, no matter your political inclination, Cuba has played an important role in assisting Jamaica to be where it is in terms of its developmental path. A lot of our hospitals and a couple of schools have been built by Cuba, and the situation is getting even more pervasive now because it is getting closer to home, because the globe is now a threat for World War III.
So, Prof,
Professor. His student is behind him while he's speaking. The professor, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, man. This young man, brilliant. You understand, Mr. Andre Harton? Professor Andre Harton, my apologies. What he said is everything. We don't operate in a vacuum. It's not just talk. How did the government prepare for this? Now, Andrew took up himself Ghana, Israel. Now, Andrew took up himself Ghana, Israel. Ungu Caribbean Prime Minister, you gonna take up yourself Ghana, Israel. Figure talk to Netanyahu, right? On the tight. How tight are you with your neighbor them are they close? How tight are you? Guys, do you know that there is police officers in small islands that gone over there through, I believe it's the government, and there's issues over there? You don't know that? You don't know that? Don't play rest of this. I'm gonna go to it.
the oil prices, if you see them surging for a long time, could this possibly reverse some of the economic gains that Jamaica would have achieved post-COVID?
Yes. You see, COVID is what is considered to be a negative external shock. The hurricanes that we faced, Beryl in 2024 was also a negative external shock. Melissa that we faced last year was also a negative external shock.
All right, so she had sent me a link, I wonder which one I use. Hold on, my people. So there's a small island, and she had sent me the link to the news in the small island. Yeah. See if I can find it. I can find it on my phone, but big up Mr. Harton. Jamaica is going to be affected severely You see what that Virginia said down at Iran.
Say, but at least 3 U.S. They're calling it a victory. The supreme leader is dead and Iranians are celebrating, they say. But at least 3 U.S. service members have been killed. Hundreds of Iranians are dead. 150 killed at a girls' school in Iran. Dozens at the U.S. consulate in Pakistan. The Strait of Hormuz is on lockdown, and thousands of Iranians are once again in the streets chanting, "Death to America." As George W. Bush learned in Iraq, the consequences of war don't end with a mission accomplished sign. The death toll will rise, destruction will continue, and vengeance may come years later. All for a war of choice. Like the attack on Venezuela, the war in Iran is a manufactured crisis, brought to you this time by America's scandal-plagued president and Israel's scandal-plagued prime minister. They pulled out of President Obama's nuclear deal, bombed Iran's nuclear facilities, claimed that they were totally obliterated, reopened negotiations, and then assassinated Iran's leaders while talks were still happening to destroy the same program they said was already gone. The U.S. loves to bully weaker countries, and that's the problem. We know how to start wars, but not how to end them. Every bomb dropped in a foreign hospital, school, or apartment building that we soon forget about stays etched in the memories of the survivors. That's how we got here in the first place.
That part. He ain't lying. Them people ain't gonna forget, bro. I'm telling you, they ain't gonna forget. That's just the truth about the matter. I'm sorry. He's speaking facts. They are not gonna forget. And you can forget about them, forgetting them. They're gonna teach their children and their grandchildren about this day. All right, just understand that that's exactly what's gonna happen. Lord have mercy.
Government helped overthrow Iran's democratically elected leader in 1953, propped up the Shah to be their dictator for 25 years, and set the stage for the 1979 Islamic Revolution that still haunts us today. I don't support Iran's government. They imposed religious rule, restricted freedom of the press, stifled dissent, took away women's rights, and killed LGBTQ people. But those are some of the same things that MAGA wants to do in this country. Two wrongs don't make a right, and Iran's abuses don't justify America's illegal and unprovoked war. Trump came into office promising no new wars, but in the past year, he's attacked 7 countries: Iran, Iraq, Nigeria, Somalia, Syria, Venezuela, and Yemen, and threatened others like Greenland. Meanwhile, he's manufactured an immigrant invasion in Minneapolis and Los Angeles to justify an ICE war in America's cities. Then he hyped his base to believe he had to murder fishermen in the Caribbean to stop drug trafficking, but quickly moved on once he got hold of Venezuela's oil. And the great hypocrisy is that America
I'm sorry, bro. Yo, I'm sorry. I'm not even, you know what I'm saying? The way he said that a while ago, oh my God. Man. See, you see the difference between the media in America and the media in Jamaica? Do you think these people are worried about Trump sending the FBI or police to come and harass them? If the press is free, the press is free. People are, Ryan, what's up, bro? People should be able to like, you know, tell you their opinion about what's happening in their country. The only thing they care about is if you're going to physically threaten the life of the president. Then the alphabet boy is going to come out. Oh yeah, you're going to be shut down for sure. I'm talking about for sure. You feel me? But outside of that, man, they don't. Man, you could tell the president about his mama, and they're not coming for you. Unlike Jamaica, not saying nobody will tell the prime minister about his mother, but I will never forget how coincidental that young man with Vex with Andrew Jones will lock down the country and then want to move and go about them business. Andrew Jones, rup. Next thing you know, police come at the man yard. Huh? Have him on that bed and tear him from that bed and a video him. And then video him when he in a police station and tell him if he apologize to the prime minister. No, my general. A damn thing that we are talking about with the police them now. Yeah, man, some of the police them out of order, man. and I violate the people them rights. And them take some of them take it as far as we are extrajudicial killings. That's why Earth strong for live up and go away. All him, me not even a PM dog mine, cause right now him dep on film last leg, You understand? Him just a go to wrong and strong. You understand? Him just had a health scare and him a come out and talk about people benefit from blood money before he go give him life to Jesus Christ. And go sit down somewhere and enjoy him family. If you come out of politics and go about him business, you know.
To lecture black people to practice nonviolence. But when the powerful want something, whether it's indigenous land, free black labor, cheap oil, or to overturn a US election, they repeatedly choose force over diplomacy. Violence isn't their last resort. It's their first instinct.
Dang. Sheesh. Mighty God. No, this is Bill Clinton answering some question about Epstein.
Have you ever had contact with an individual by the name of Shantae Davies?
I believe Shantae, that's a distinctive name, and so I think that was the name of one of his flight attendants.
Okay. She's been described on being on a 2002 Africa trip and providing massages. Was she or any other young female on that trip underage at that time?
Not that I'm aware of.
Did you ever receive a massage or have physical contact from her or anyone else on that trip?
You've seen the pictures. There was one time when I was sitting up and I got a back rub, a neck rub.
Okay.
And I think Shantae did it.
You see how him answer that? Well, you see the pictures. There was one time I got a back rub. Well, they're showing the picture. You remember the other day when Bill Clinton come to Jamaica? You remember? Hey, yeah, mama. Woy, woy, woy. Woy, yo, yo, yo. Woy, yo, yo, yo. Woy, yo, yo, yo. Woy, yo. Good night, Michelle. How you doing, my darling? Good night. Baby B, what's up? Sharon, what's up? As I talk about Sharon, you don't have a friend. I hope that she's okay. I have a friend from overseas. Sometimes I'm a terrible friend. And sometimes my friends are terrible to me. Let me tell you, I'm a terrible communicator. I have these times when I go into a social media shell. I never used to be like that. I used to be more of a social butterfly. I used to be the one that always initiate contact and call and text. I was the happy-go-lucky one. As I grew, I got more reserved. Not out of any negative feeling towards person, but I give people their space. And sometimes, I'm okay with being alone. And it's not even a relationship thing. It's just like, man, I don't even talk to my brother a lot. I don't even talk to my sister a lot. My brother's like, you know what I'm saying? Man, I don't even talk to my moms a lot. And I live with my moms. I mean, like, actually sit down and have a conversation. Yeah. Man, I don't know, but I have a bridging, like, sometimes I watch it on TikTok. Yo, big up yourself, fam. It's all love, bruh. But it's just like, you know what I mean? And if we should meet up at any moment, it's the same energy, like, it's all love. But, man, I be locked in, bro. I be locked in. And now, given, the path that I wish my life to take and for God to guide me through, I guess it's going to get a little bit worse. Because then I'd have to not be in certain spaces and not be a part of certain things. So isolation is like, a part of discipline. You know what I'm saying? At my age, shoot, the most ideal thing is to have family and be locked in with my kids. Yeah. And I would love to build an empire on here where I don't have to leave my house and just be with my damn kids. You know what I'm saying? Go carry them to school or homeschool them. You know what I'm saying? Family, just a lot of family time. A lot of family time. Yeah, I think family is everything. I don't know about y'all, but as a man, yes sir, yes sir. But Bill Clinton said, "Yeah, you saw the pictures. I got a little shoulder massage one time."
I'm not sure.
Okay. Did you ever visit Epstein's Little St. James Island?
No.
Okay.
And I think Shantae did it, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Did you ever visit?
He said he thinks Shantae did it, but he's not sure. He's not sure if Shantae was the one that gave him a back row. Damn, son. Damn. Oh, these people are cold-blooded. You can't even argue with him, right? In a court of law. How you gonna argue with him? At his age. He could, it's a long time ago. I don't know. Yeah. You know?
Visit Epstein's Little St. James Island?
No.
We have Virginia Guthrie, who has testified seeing you on the island with 2 young girls. Did this occur at all? Okay. Why do you think she would have made that claim?
Objection, speculation. You can't possibly.
Have you ever met her or any other Epstein associated underage girl?
Not to my knowledge.
Yo, man, what? Bruh.
Have you ever?
This is I'm telling you, man, this thing is some cold stuff. Cold stuff. Let me see what's going on here.
Photo, and any details you may be able to provide us about it. What we're trying to get at is some context for the public on whether you remember this photo, and any details you may be able to provide us about it. So do you recall the details of this photo, or recall the photo being taken?
No, I don't think I ever knew the photo was taken.
Okay, and for those who can't see it, it's a photo of you in a hot tub. There's a person next to you here. Do you remember where it was taken? Where was it taken?
I'm almost sure that this taken, I think there's an adjacent photograph that you probably have. That if people saw it, they would feel that someone was trying to con them showing this picture. But anyway, this picture was taken in Brunei. And we flew one night on a trip to Asia, the last very long leg.
You said we, who is that including?
Well, my whole team that was working
Thank you.
on the AIDS issue, and Mr. Epstein was there, and Miss Maxwell. But anyway, we got to the end of the flight was Brunei. It's a tiny place, but a very wealthy one, and the Sultan of Brunei was a man that I had gotten to know well in my 8 years as president. And his first involvement with international matters was basically to join the Asian Pacific Economic Leaders Conference, which I started and which he attended. And then he was very proud of that, and he hosted, his time came to host it. You do these things in rotation. And it came either at the very end of my term or maybe the next year. Anyway, he wanted, when he knew I was coming, and he said he wanted to help me with my AIDS initiative, and he invited me to stay there. And he said, I want you to stay at this hotel, and I hope you'll use the pool. So I did. And then I got out and went to bed.
Why would the person say, I hope he used the pool specifically? I find that very odd. Do you? Why would the official, the government official say, yeah, you can stay at this hotel and I hope you use the pool? No, listen, I'm just throwing questions out there. But I find that mighty interesting. Yo, these people are cold-blooded, bruh.
Exhausted.
Just for the record, there's another picture that also shows this as part of a larger pool area. Do you all have that so that he can refresh his recollection with respect to that?
We should have it. It's quite enlightening. If you watch this,
Yes, it's noted.
it'll
Yes.
give you a different feel.
Thank you.
Okay.
We don't have it with us right now.
Okay,
We do.
thanks. I just wanted to make sure he knew the.
And so were there other people in that pool or hot tub with you as well?
I don't think there's anybody in the hot tub. I didn't forgotten that there was anybody in the hot tub, but it was big, but it was about.
Well, there's
He's asking in the pool
it appears
area.
this photo, there's a girl over here, or there's someone.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
But he's also asking in the pool area were there other
Yes,
individuals?
I don't know who that is.
Hey,
Okay, so you don't know?
No, and then there were other people in the pool.
Okay, so do you remember, were they under 18? Would you
No.
know? No.
Were they part of your traveling party, he's asking you?
Yes, they were, I think. I think everybody there was part of our party. It was late at night, and a lady said,
wait, they're part of your traveling party, but you don't know who they is? Let's play that back. Wait, what? No, hold up, wait.
it's quite enlightening. If you watch this,
Yes, it's noted.
it'll
Yes.
give you a different feel.
Thank you.
Okay.
We don't have it with us right now.
Okay,
We do.
thanks. I just wanted to make sure he knew the.
And so were there other people in that pool or hot tub with you as well?
I don't think there's anybody in the hot tub. I didn't forgotten that there was anybody in the hot tub, but it was.
He forgot that there was anybody in the hot tub? You see, what's unfortunate is his age can be used as a defense. You know, we're getting old, senile, forgetting stuff. Yeah, that's what's unfortunate. But let's continue.
Big, but it was about.
Well,
He's asking in the pool
it appears
area.
this photo, there's a girl over here, or there's someone.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
But he's also asking.
He says, I don't know who that is. Again, this defense can argue what? Man, listen.
In the pool area were there other
Yes,
individuals?
I don't know who that is.
Okay, so you don't know?
No, and then there were other people in the pool.
Okay, so do you remember, were they under 18? Would
No.
you know? No.
I don't know who that is. I don't even remember that was people in the pool. Were they under 18? No. Yeah. Man, I should have been a lawyer, bro. Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. I knew something was not sounding right there. Wait a minute. Let's take that back.
Went to bed exhausted.
Just for the record, there's another picture that also shows this as part of a larger pool area. Do you all have that so that he can refresh his recollection with respect to that?
We should have it. It's quite enlightening. If you watch this,
Yes, it's noted.
it'll give
Yes.
you a different feel.
Thank you.
Okay.
We don't have it with us right now.
Okay,
We do.
thanks. I just wanted to make sure he knew the.
And so were there other people in that pool or hot tub with you as well?
I don't think there's anybody in the hot tub. I didn't forgotten that there was anybody in the hot tub, but it was big, but it was about.
Well,
He's asking in the pool
it appears
area.
this photo, there's a girl over here, or there's someone.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
So the hot tub specifically different from the pool. Somebody that was less than 3 feet away from him, he don't know who that is.
But he's also asking in the pool area, were there other
Yes,
individuals?
I don't know who that is.
Okay, so you don't know?
No, and then there were other people in the pool.
Yeah, so do you remember, were they under 18? When you
No.
know? No.
How could you determine if they're under 18 when you don't know who them is? I don't know would have been a better answer. I don't know. No.
Were they part of your traveling party, he's asking you?
Yes, they were, I think. I think everybody there was part of our party. It was late at night and a late-ish. And I also believe that there was a Secret Service agent there at the other end of the pool.
And was this in public?
No, it was a hotel room, and the Sultan wanted us to stay there, and the water of this big pool was on the same floor that there were several suites, and so we went out, I swam around, I sat in the hot tub for 5 minutes, or whatever it was, and I got up and went to bed.
And then I have to ask.
So this pool is surrounded by several suites. So you telling me the President of the United States is in a hotel and he don't know who's around him? Man, get the hell out of here. Bruh. Even if he was not the president at the time, you telling me this man was in a hotel, suites all around, and there's people around him that he don't know? Man, bruh. We talking about Bill, bruh. Bill. Didn't he have an affair with a woman in the... Like, Bill. Bill is a slinger. He's a slinger. Bill be slanging. You heard? Bill be slanging. Listen, I ain't saying, you know what I'm saying? I ain't saying no, I'm just saying. That's kind of strange, sir. Hey.
Did you engage in any sexual activity
No.
with this person?
Oh,
Okay, thank you.
that was a sharp no. Boy, hey, Bill said nope. Hell no, so we talking about.
Mr. President, we're going to discuss more specifics later, but for the record, can you briefly describe the nature and extent of your relationship with Mr. Epstein?
Well, sometime after I left the White House, either in late 2001 or early-ish in 2002, I received a call from Larry Summers, who had been on my economic team and was later Secretary of Treasury, and was then president of Harvard. And he said that he was calling because a man named Jeffrey Epstein, he had made a substantial commitment of several $1 million, I think it was 10, but whatever it was, to brain research. And that he was a information hungry person, and he wanted to spend some time talking to me about economics and politics. And he said, he's got this massive airplane, and he said he would take you, your staff, your Secret Service detail, anybody else you wanted to bring, on the trips that he knew I was planning to set up a global network to provide life-saving AIDS medicine to as many people as possible, as quickly as possible. And I should back up and say, when I left office, we had done all the preliminary work to set up the global fund on AIDS, TB, and malaria, but it was not yet funded. And there were other instruments and institutions who were later funded, including President Bush's PEPFAR program. It had not yet been funded. There were only 200,000 people in the entire developing world who had AIDS medicine. Most of them in Brazil, which had a big drug operation on its own, and in Thailand, which also had its own drug population. In Africa, there were like 30,000 people or something, just next to no people. And they were dying like flies. And I thought we had found a way to drastically drive the price down. And that if we could drive the price down, we could, and empower people to administer the medicine right, we could save a lot of lives. And I was obsessed with it. And I was being helped by a man named Our Magaziner who had helped us in the White House and whom I had known since we lived as Rhodes Scholars together in the 1960s. So anyway, that's why when Larry Summers said this, I thought, boy, this would be great. And so we followed up and took the trips.
Mr. President, we're going to discuss more specifics.
Wow. What the hell is this? The Jones Star Shield Starlink antenna can be seen hanging from its frame. What the hell? What the hell? What was this? Okay. Mr. Former President Bill Clinton, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go here, yeah. Let us revisit these questions. My God. I have to revisit these questions. What is that? Oh.
I asked those questions today, Jamaica, because I got privy to some WhatsApp information.
Yes.
Hey, Robert. Tanya gave me your number. We really appreciate all the support you've provided towards exposing this monster. I think it will be mutually beneficial for us all to muddy his name as much as possible. This is a photo of one of the posts we were thinking about using. What do you think? Then there was a conversation for 48 minutes. What were they talking about, Jamaica? What were they talking about?
Damn. For you to be on the phone with somebody for 48 minutes, that's a comfortable conversation. 48? People still on the phone with people for 48 minutes? Yo, you gotta be really important to me for me to be on the phone with you for 48 minutes. No disrespect to anyone. When I say important, you gotta be close. I gotta know you. 48 minutes? And we not discussing business? We not making no money? Bruh, that's crazy.
I'm kindly asking you to pull it. I'm kindly asking you to pull it together and ask yourselves, Jamaica. Put it up, screen it up, and ask yourselves tonight, who was this person that Tanya gave the number to? They said Tanya, who is said to be the friend of Melissa, the best friend of Melissa, who is organizing the protest.
Wow. So, the best friend of Melissa is organizing the protest? So, hey Robert, Tamia gave me your number. So Tamia is organizing the protest, who is the best friend of Melissa that the protest is about, and she gave the number to this person to reach out to Bobby Montague, Robert Bobby Montague. Allegedly. I'm just trying to follow the allegations. All right? Let's continue.
Then after the 48-minute conversation, Jamaica, here comes the chairman of the Jamaica Labour Party saying, if you need any more funds, I am more than happy to help as long as it gives me the return I'm looking for. Just like you, I want the Silvera name to be tarnished forever. Just like you, I want the Silvera's name. Now you understand why them trying to come as spiritual things is like one tonight, you know. Not for them never want this, you know, so they must send a spirit and a wind of confusion over here, you know. But at send it back.
That are true. Definitely a spirit of confusion was sent over there. Come here, wonder what going on Jane night, you know. Mighty God.
Now, Jamaica, let me get back to the substantive argument tonight. I deliberately never put up the phone number, Jamaica. But I'm going to ask tonight, was this a conversation with the chairman and another woman who was having this conversation for 48 minutes with the chairman? 48 minutes, almost 1 hour. What can go so? Now, after that, the conversation continued, Jamaica. Hi again, Robert. Hope you are well. We anticipate that at least
But hold on there. You have a conversation. You send a message. 12:49. So Bobby call you at 12:49. Want to talk for 48 minutes. And then him said to you, say, if you need any more funds, I'm more than happy to help as long as it gives me the return I'm looking for. Just like you, I want Sylvia name to be tarnished forever. So if this is indeed Bobby Montague, Wagwan, I am redeemed. The word is always love. If this is indeed Bobby Montague, the conversation that you guys had for 48 minutes had a lot to do with money. Because he said, if you need any more funds, I am more than happy to help as long as it gives me the return I'm looking for. Just like you, I want the Sylvia name to be tarnished forever. What could be the motive for this, ladies and gentlemen? Mighty God.
1,500 people to attend along with the big media companies. Thank you for getting the Observer involved. It puts a big light on this. And my podcast page has got a lot of followers, mighty God.
Whoa.
Please call me Bobby. We are now friends. Please call me what? Bobby. We are now friends.
Yo. Hi again, Robert. Hope you're well. So this was the call and the text from the day before, 12:49. Now this is 2:40. I don't know if it's PM, that doesn't show on the text. Hi again, Robert. Hope you're doing well. We anticipate at least 2,500 people to attend, along with all big media companies. Thank you for getting the Observer involved. It puts a big light on this, and my podcast page has got a lot of followers. Oh, listen, this really throwing a monkey wrench in what they're dealing with. This puts a big monkey wrench in their protest tomorrow. So this text has uncovered a plot, an alleged plot between Bobby Montague and this individual that is linked to Tamia, and Tamia is linked to the lady that's deceased. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Wow. So the motive, if this is indeed true, the motive of the protest is not about standing up for Silveria and justice for Silveria. It's about tarnishing the man name. It's not about her. It's not about her life. It's not about her life being taken. It's not about, it doesn't seem to be about the truth. It seems to be about a propaganda. Oh, that's some cold ass stuff, boy. Boy, y'all some grimy witches out there, some Jezebels and some witch doctors. Huh? Some sorcerers. Tobison, what's up? Hey, that's some cold stuff.
Bobby Montague.
Please call me Bobby. We are friends now. Damn. That's what it took. Damn. Boy, that's cold stuff. Boy, that's cold. You know what I want to know? How did these texts reach Andre? The screenshots. Did that person screenshot it to somebody else and that somebody sent it to somebody else and that somebody sent it to Andre? I don't know. This is some wild stuff, ladies and gentlemen. This is some wild stuff.
Which podcast presenter is this and you having this conversation?
Boy, what some people do for money? Me? Bolo name can't call up in that. No, me not take the money for ever. No. Anybody we talk about is genuine concerns about the country. Nobody is paying Bolo to go at any. Nobody can approach me. Say, Bolo, you know, say, here we go on. Can make a piece of food, you know. Just tell some lie upon that smart here. No, sir. No, sir. If it's allegations, it's allegation. If it's my belief, it's my belief. It's news, and it's facts. But I will not be compromised for a little piece of change or any big piece of change or a waka change or no change at all. No change at all shall compromise, Bolo. Oh, no must be mad. Me, sir. Me still have to look at, me still have to go look to God, you know? Me still have to turn up in front of God. Yes. Slime, yes.
Don't show the next one, producer. How much money did you give the friend Bobby Montague? Millions. How many thousands US dollars? US dollars did you fund between February? Let me get back the dates, Jamaica.
Help. We can't get the
We need divine intervention. We're tired of the labor rights. We're tired of the green people. We are so far. We can't take it no more. We need it. We need it. Help. Now, February 13th, 2026. Did you transfer through Zelle, Cash, or PayPal 2,000 US dollars to a friend of Melissa? Did on February 28th, that is $320,000. 28. Did you further finance another 800 US dollars to the said friend in question, Robert Montague? That is 2,800 equivalent. You're talking about. Take it down. You.
I'm not telling you, like, producer, you mess up on that one there, but everybody have that screenshot they know now, bro. All they take our 1.5 of a second. That's out. The screenshot with the money and the something that's out there. That's out there. And you know, maybe just mute it and go back a little bit. Yeah, see that? We just go back to space and see that. And you can decipher on the receipt here there is a name. There's a name at the top. And if I should screenshot, I'm sure I can get that name. There's a name at the top right here. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not gonna say the name, but yeah, this is how it goes with the internet, right? So, let me just open this picture right here and zoom in and see what name I can make out there. How much I want to bet that this is the name of the person and their symbol for their YouTube? It's hard to see, I'm not gonna lie. But then there's technology you can use to like clear up the image. Listen, man. Listen. Yo, bruh, that's crazy. Anyway, moving on.
Did you? Did you? Did you? Did you? Mighty God! Did you? Robert!
You know what Andre said that really stood out to me? He has Robert Bandicoot number. So if the number on the text matches Robert Bandicoot, Andre is gonna know it's Robert Bandicoot. And he could call him and get him. I know he's not getting him. Man, that stood out to me, bruh. I don't know about y'all, but that stood out to me. I'm like, what? Really? So he ain't answering the phone?
Montague, chairman of the Jamaica Labour Party.
Hey.
Ball out! Whoa! Yo, yo, yo. Wait. Oh, what a tangled web. Oh, but Ed boy, give me 4 more minutes with this conversation. You want to tarnish the Silvera name. I'm going to say this to you again, Jamaica. When I got the information quick, any Labourite listening to me tonight, you want me to tell you the phone number? No. I'm going to tell them what it started. 381. Approximately 450,000 Jamaican dollars. 381, that's that.
Then Bobby. You never watch Bobby Montague, you never watch Andre the other night. You know, he used to say Andre have one lady when he don't leg. You couldn't send 1,000 West my general. When I have money at that show, man. You could have sent 1,000 West to Andre, man. On behalf of the of your party. I represent for them. You know what I mean? Bobby Montague, yeah, you know, Andre. Check what's your Zelle. I'm gonna send you 1,000 US for the lady. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That would have been nice. But this alleged thing here is to tear down somebody. Mighty God. Everything lays naked before the Lord. Nobody can be hidden from him. What a web. Now, all of us have our thing, you know. All of us. And, you know, one of the things that you have to be prepared to do is to stand on your hiccups and your mistakes, you know? Yeah, man. Not stand wrong and strong enough. Humbly. You know. Yeah, man. Humble. Just be humble. It works well, I'm telling you. When you're going to be wrong and strong now. I mean, we haven't seen much from Bobby Montague since he went back into office. He's been laying pretty low. But here we go. Darrell Vaz having his day. And Jonas is in the hot seat with the geopolitics. Kamina Johnson-Smith recently. Everybody getting the smoke, bro. Everybody getting the smoke. Even when him shot that Barney That better there? Yeah, in a purple suit? Yeah, man. Marlon Mark gonna get it like, bruh. Everald Wilmington I get it. Talking about Everald Wilmington. Really? So, let me just say this. When Everald Wilmington was spazzing out on the JLP in Parliament, was that a show that he was putting on? Was that genuine? When he was spazzing out, I really believe it was a show, ladies and gentlemen. I believe it was a show to put him in the good graces of you, the people. Everybody I get Everald Wilmington props, and then whoop, then send him where? Where they send him? Them are the wicked. I think they played y'all. I told y'all I don't trust that dude, bro. No props. I think they played you guys with Everald Wilmington. Mr. Gerrymander. Yeah, man. Them desensitize, and make him a hero in our eyes, so it more palatable now when them go suburbs and give him one post. And I think they played the PMP members as well. I think they finessed the hell out of y'all. That's just me, conspiracy theory right there. My belief. I think they finessed the hell out of y'all to appreciate Everald Wilmington. Oh yeah, man, guy knows him talk the truth and him a one out on John. Don't never trust no snake, bro. You hear what I said? What did Andre say? Andre Stevens say about it. And Jonas and his wife. They will both act as if they're against each other to play you. I think that is exactly what the Labour Party did with Everald Wilmington. Who is talking about Everald Wilmington shouldn't have the post in the PNP? Who is raising alarm bells over that? And if any one of the comrades them in leadership is listening to me right now, from any division that has Mark Golding's number, I know there's a myriad of issues. You only need to contact him. Who is raising uproar over Everald Wilmington's appointment? I believe they played y'all. Y'all got played. That's my belief. It's already done, but I believe y'all got played. Y'all need to stop sleeping on these people, bro. These people out here playing chess for real. Don't you know that Everald Wilmington got a position? Yo, I'm gonna go for the article.
That's. So we have 381. 3816. 3816, chairman of the Jamaica Labour Party. Right? No. 3816. Dash. Chairman of the Jamaica Labour Party. Is that your number? Yes or no? Robert Montague, answer the question. What is your interest in the demonstration for Melissa Silvera? Answer the question, Bobby. Answer the question. I'm going to see again tonight, Jamaica. Now you see why they never want me to talk tonight. They sent some of my closest allies to say, I never called any names tonight. So I don't know why people.
Clifford Everald Wilmington appointed ECJ Commissioner, February 4th, 2026. Just go back some time before that and see what Everald Wilmington was going on with from after the election. When him never get the position as Speaker of the House. I believe they struck a deal with him and they played us. I think they played us. I think they, not us, but they didn't play me. I'm going to tell y'all right now, because when he was going against the church, I never agreed with him. I was not championing Everald Wilmington. I was totally against everything he's talking about. Period, point blank. Go back to my videos. It's on record. Yeah, I was not feeling what he was talking about. They played the hell out of y'all, in my belief, for us to be desensitized. They said 381.
So answer tonight. I come only after Bobby Montague. What is your interest in the, why you want to tarnish the man, Jamaica? Remember Jamaica. Everybody calling for say Andre Stevens talking tonight. Remember Jamaica. I want you to remember. No laughing now, Courtney. It's a serious matter right now.
True, man.
I want to ask Jamaica a question. I want to ask Jamaica a serious question tonight. If the case is closed, Courtney, a sentencing is to happen. What is the interest of Bobby Montague in a demonstration?
Very good question.
Mr. Silvera, if you're watching to me tonight, or family members are watching me, I want to put a stark reality on the table, Courtney. I want to put a reality on the table. Who wants me to give a reality check tonight?
Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
When the alleged murderer for Linval Bloomfield in East Portland said to have murdered Mr. Bloomfield, this alleged murder was represented by whom? The same attorney of Silvera. It was a death. The young man was said to have murdered Dr. Bloomfield. But here is this very interesting part of it.
Yes.
Champagne was able to get a bail for the young man. But a bail was never granted for Mr. Silvera.
Interesting. Boy, hey Andre, boy, you hitting hard with these questions, boy. That is mighty interesting, Mr. Champagne. Mr. Champagne. Mr. Champagne. Wow. Wow, there's some dangerous things happening in this country, man. I'm talking about some real dangerous things happening in this country. I am redeemed. You hear that? Let's play that back. That's significant.
It was a death. The same attorney said to have murdered Mr. Bloomfield.
So there was an allegation of the individual that said to have murdered Mr. Bloomfield. Politician. Listen up, PMP.
This alleged murder was represented by whom?
Mr. Champagne.
The same attorney of Silvera.
So the question is, how was Champagne able to get the alleged murderer of Mr. Silvera out on bail? And then what happened? It was alleged he escaped into nearby bushes.
It was a death. The young man was said to have murdered Dr. Bloomfield. But here is this very interesting part of it. Champagne was able to get a bail. A bail for the young man. But a bail was never granted
for Mr. Silvera. Interesting. That is
he was able to get a bail for the one who murdered Bloomfield. And he decided to just escape in nearby bushes.
Yo, me not laugh, but yo, you have to take bad things, make joke. Bruh, that is a freaking coincidence, you know? No, look at those variables. Why wasn't Champagne able to get that young man? Why was he unable to get Mr. Sylvia out on bail? Not even bail. I see a murder. Mr. Bloomfield was a prominent. He was a member of parliament. That was huge. That was a big case. And he was able to get him out on bail. But he couldn't get Mr. Sylvia out on bail as an MP as well. You gotta be, bro. You gotta be shit, man. That's crazy.
Help. We are the BVR.
Intervention.
That's crazy.
And then comes now Jamaica, the same Champagne, not able to get a bail for Sylvia.
Something, just.
Where am I getting at tonight?
Right.
The same one that got bail showed up at court and them couldn't find him back. Him just run out of the courthouse. Couldn't find him back. But what is questionable is, why would Sylvia ask a JLP attorney to represent him? Then Jamaica people are saying, why is Andre taking this side of the story? I'm not taking a side to the story. I believe justice must prevail for Melissa.
Yes.
Courtney, justice must prevail for Melissa. But justice should not prevail in an ugly vacuum.
True.
Justice should not prevail in an ugly vacuum.
Nasty vacuum.
So if you all know that you have taken funds from Robert Montague, the $2,800 US, it's questionable.
Yeah, that is very shady.
It therefore to me opens a can of worms.
Yes.
If there is much more to the case than the naked eye sees.
Exactly. I'll take it a step further. I'm questioning whether or not the man is guilty at this point. That's what it's doing to me. I'm like, wait a minute, what? Why is somebody going through this much effort to tarnish the man's name when it's already tarnished? He's in jail for crying out loud. He didn't get bail. He's facing charges for the crime. So what is the motive for actually pressing that issue to the point they are? It seems very personal. It seems vindictive, and then you have to question what is the motive for this and how far would they actually go to tarnish his name? These questions, like, there's a bunch of questions that come to mind, brother. Something ain't right, bro. Something ain't right.
Did he really murder his wife? Why did he take that agreement? I am saying to Justice Sykes tonight. I'm saying to the DPP tonight. I'm saying to Justice Sykes tonight, Jamaica. And I'm going to say, did Melissa Silvera title ended up on a member of parliament? What can go so? Was he coerced? What was the agreement that they signed off with him? Was there a CPO? I wonder if I should talk this to them.
Talk the things them, brother. Talk the things them.
Was there a CPO? You know what, Jamaica?
You want that?
Was there a CPO? I'm going to say again, close protection officer.
Close protection officer.
But you, Bobby Montague, I said this before and I will say it again. What is his interest in financing this protest?
Come on, man.
Why couldn't the protest come through organically?
That is a very
Why
good
did it have to
question.
get financing?
That is the root of all of this. The answer to those questions is going to lead to other questions, and the answer to those is going to lead to a very deep barrel of truths. Something ain't right, bro. Something just ain't right.
And if it was not financed by him, are you saying that all of these messages were fabricated? Somebody went out of their way to fabricate Robert Montague's messages on his WhatsApp?
Yes, and what would be the motive for somebody to fabricate his messages on WhatsApp? What would be the motive of that? It couldn't benefit Mr. Silvera. He's already in jail. That wouldn't stop the trial and the sentencing. That wouldn't give the judge enough to say, wait a minute, is this guy being set up? No, it only opens the mind of people in the public to say, wait a minute, what? Huh? $2,800? $2,800? This is not something that's going to feed children in Westmoreland, you know, or feed families in Westmoreland. You know. Has Bobby Montague put any money into helping the people in Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James? None of those. Has he done? Has he given anything towards as a member of parliament? Anything? No. US dollars at that. 2,800 US dollars. Allegedly. Has he given anything to helping the people and with aid? Have you guys seen anything on his? Has he given anything to the people of St. Mary? Importantly, the ones that did not vote for him. Just asking. Very interesting. $2,800. Some people now get that to fix them house. 2,800 US. Some people now get that to help them to do something. Yeah.
Jamaica, something is not right.
Yeah, man.
48 minutes of conversation.
Yeah.
And it's the first I'm going to say this to you. Sir! After revealing this, it's the first Robert Montague has not answered my call. It's the first Jamaican, the chairman of the Jamaica Labour Party has not answered me. What?
That right there. That right there. That is a serious thing right there. Not answering Andre's call. No. After this, no. I will get on top of this. If this has nothing to do with me, I'll come on Andrew's show and get on top of this. Mr. Stevens, I'll ask you to cease and desist. This is propaganda. There is no truth to these text threads. Alright? And I'm saying that publicly because I have nothing to hide. And it done. Unless Andrew have something to show and prove it's true. That will be the end of it. But coming out and making that definitive statement, you know, on the show, that would have been dope. Mighty God.
Variables. Consider the variables. I'm not where it's anything I say, chairman of the Jamaica Labour Party. I have an open forum which to my call. What can go so?
Sparky, big up yourself.
It's the first Bobby Montague has not answered my call. And it's not that I'm coercing with a labor lecture. But it's not a matter of friendship, it's a matter of cordiality. That if it is that I need to say something, I say chairman of the Jamaica Labour Party. I have an open forum.
As a journalist, you have to have that. That's how it goes. There's reports of such and such. Could you confirm or deny if anything of the sort is true, Mr. Bobby Montague? You just need to have that, you know? Same thing with Marlon Morgan. Marlon Morgan, you can link him and ask him, say, hey, you know, whatever, if you need to link him. You need to have that connection. Me, on the other hand, you don't want no connection. I don't want no connection with no Tutsi. None. I'll wait till it comes out in the news and I'll talk about it. I don't mind second, third hand. I don't need to be upfront. I don't need to be none of that. I don't need to be breaking news, no. I don't need to none of that. I'll wait till it comes out and I'll talk about it. Sometimes it's good when stuff. You notice. I'm not purporting to be on the level of who I'm about to reference, but do you notice how Mr. Will Rattigan operates? Yeah. Somebody say him a wicked. He's doing everything to get rid of the man, to get him on that. But listen, there has to be some type of thing. Like, you need to answer why if he might do that, he might do it. What is the motive? The man's reputation is dead already, brother. It's not like he might get off of the case. Why would you be allegedly funding a protest against? And like, the details of the thing sure said, it's not about the lady, it's about him, Mr. Silvera. That's what the text is saying. I don't know, man. That's kind of weird. What? The LA Clippers beat Golden State Warriors 114-101. At one point they were down like what? 15? That's crazy.
But Bobby Montague, you think that is where it stops or starts? I'm going to say to you, shun the very appearance of evil. Jamaica. Shun the very appearance of evil. Because me not too much and me not back. So to those who are messaging me saying, oh, Andre, consider the variables. Consider the variables. Consider tonight the variables. Those who profess their friendships, consider, why would somebody be using your name to Bobby? Who was the first to reach the house? They must answer. Bobby was one of the first to have been condemning the act. Bobby was one of the first to make posts about the act. But now he said he wants to tarnish it. You know why Bobby wants to tarnish the name of Silvera? Silvera is the one who put him in almost put him in political retirement. What can go so? Do you now understand, Jimmy? Do you now understand the dichotomy of what is happening? I saw Head Boy wanted to call me, and I give Head Boy the chat.
I'm gonna play the rest of that. I'm going to bed. I'm gonna leave it at that. They say repay the lady best friend to do the job. Boy, Sparky, this one bigger than me. This one bigger than me, brother. I don't know. But I gotta fit right this still, guys. We still have some work to do. Drop at least 2 videos a morning. I have an exclusive. When I drop 7 a.m. So I come out 7 a.m. a morning. And it's almost a 2-hour exclusive. So to make sure so they're in the building, ladies and gentlemen. 7 a.m. I'm gonna make the thumbnail now. You see after that 7 a.m. there, you can look out for something about 11:30 a.m. My reaction around them time there. Yes, Father God, take it over. Clean up your country. The place look nasty. No good about this. And then of course, you know, Jamaica Jamaica have all of this going on, but the world is in turmoil. You understand? The world is in turmoil. Wow, what a bang, girl. Thank you guys again. See you guys later. I'm out. TikTok, pick up on yourself.